yours before we have our first guest on?
Turn his head.
No. Really? We actually went out and asked other people to share their moments when they knew the honeymoon phase was over. And I am bringing in another captain of the toy realm himself. Welcome, guys. Mr. Roman.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. Thank you. Nice to be with my good friend E.G.O and the lovely and talented Shiro.
Roman, what do you got? When did you know the honeymoon phase was over between you and Mrs. of the Empire?
So this is me and Mrs. of the Empire on our wedding day. So setting the stage, we've been married, and I did get corrected on this already. This was from Mrs. of the Empire. In my notes, I have we've been married for 35 years because in my head we've been married for 35 years because we're on our 35th years. She's like, oh no, that's not right. We've been married for 34 years and 6 months. I'm like, thank you, sweetheart. Don't do that voice later. I asked her if she'd come out and do the show. I'm like, you don't have to be on camera, but she's like, no, it's not my thing. That's your thing. And I'm like, all right, fine. Fine. So we got married really young. I was 19 and she was 18 when we got married.
Oh, wow.
I was 2 days out of boot camp that I got home, and then boom, we're married. And so by modern standards, I mean, that's like crazy young. So we didn't like have any experimental phase being out in the world on our own. We're living with our parents, and now we are off as a married couple. It was maybe like a month or two later, we ended up down in Florida for my first assignment. So when did I see the changes start to happen?
The changes.
It starts with and I'll steal the phrase from Star Trek: space, the final frontier. Well, it was the space in the apartment that was they became. I don't want to say an immediate problem because it wasn't immediate. I had some stuff from when I was more of a youth, which at that time I was still pretty much just a youth. But I had some Star Trek models that I had of Enterprise, Enterprise A, Enterprise D, the bridge of the Enterprise, and all of these were in the living room because that seemed like the proper place for them to be.
Of course.
But that didn't last long. Then and this is something that, was tolerated for a little bit. But then they were in the bedroom on top of the dresser, closer to space. All right. Then one day they're just gone. It's like, where? They're in a box. They're in a box. And I knew that.
Oh my God.
I am never going to have a shelf in this house. All those years ago.
Oh man.
And now I work out of a 100-degree garage because I still don't have space. So, it's all part of the experience. It's fine. And I make errors, as I think all men do. I found it's best to communicate as soon as possible that I've recognized the error and apologize, even if I don't want to, even if I don't think I should. You know why? Because that just gets us back to me looking for space, and that's okay. I don't want to look for too much space, which is what happens when you don't acknowledge that you've messed up. So that's my bit.
Yeah. When did you know the honeymoon phase was over for you and your husband?
Okay. So I feel like there needs to be something that needs to be said first, just about me in general. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not a super romantic, cuddly kind of person. I think I'm like that in maybe the first month or two of a relationship.
The same thing.
I think he's still in the honeymoon phase.
When are you gonna enforce him?
He's the more affectionate one. Like, I show my love through doing things, right? So I'll cook for him, I'll clean for him, I'll massage him when he gets home from work and all that stuff, right? So I show love by doing. I'm just not very snuggly cuddly, but he's very snuggly cuddly.
You're not like, get off of me.
He's touching me.
I just kind of, I do that only when I sleep because I don't like to be touched when I'm sleeping. But otherwise, I'm just kind of like, okay, this is your love language. I'll just accept it.
Homie Sammy 3P, dude, thank you for joining us, man. How you doing?
Glad to see we both wear our gold rope chains.
Awesome. Yes. I think we're starting a trend. Yeah, this is awesome.
Is that a
Yeah,
trend?
we're bringing it back.
Sammy said 3 said so. So yes, it's a new trend.
No, we I met my wife. It was love at first sight. We were at a party. I was helping my buddy move. He lived 3 hours away. He paid us in beer, and we never like really tell the story. I was sloppy drunk when I met her. Because like I had just moved this guy's furniture 2 times, like, and then drove 3 hours, and I was assuming it was all of my friend group, but apparently she was in the same friend group too. And I look at her, and that was it. We were dating within a week. She knew that I liked her because I wished her a happy Father's Day. She knew that was just like an excuse to talk to her. But yeah, no, it was, and I found out later she kind of felt the same way, or it was just one of those things. I think Sicilians call it like the bolt, like you just get hit. And I still remember where she was, and like I said, we were dating within a week. We moved in together a couple of months, and we're going on 10 years now. We've been married 6 of them. So
so you guys been together that long. Did you know at what point you're like, oh, we're not in the lovey-dovey phase, we're not in the honeymoon phase of things now at this point?
Oh, I mean, that was shortly after we moved in, where like, she's a neat freak. Like I piss in the shower. Like there's, like there was some conversations to be held, and and I'd like to think that maybe she pisses in the shower now too. Like I think we both learned from one another. We grew as people, and but yeah, no, I knew like the romance was out of the equation. Like after we got like a dog, and like he would, I'd be sitting at the toilet, and the dog would like bust in, and then like like she started, was like, well, I got to brush my teeth and go to work, and I was like, there's
Yep.
that's when you take the romance out of the equation. That's when you have to run a household, and things like that. As soon as we got like the whiteboard calendar, stuff, and
Whiteboard.
yeah, like I knew. Or another thing I knew is like when we had she got like one of those magnets for the dishwasher, like clean dirty.
Oh my god.
So, but those are the things. So like now you have to invent things, because I don't think I entirely ever lost like the honeymoon phase. Like there's times, and I want to sound like a creeper, like I'll wake up next to her and I was like, oh my god, she's this beautiful while she's sleeping. Like I feel like at some point I'll always be enamored with my wife, but like also like I know what her farts sound like. I know that she snores. I know, like there's these trade-offs, but I wouldn't change them for the world, because like I learned that sometimes it's fun to like ruin a romantic situation and say like something really stupid, because it's fun to annoy your wife. It was like, it's nice to know that she can't go nowhere, no matter what I think or what I do.
Yeah.